Yeah, there it is.
Shouldn't have fucking said that.
Thank you for listening to this Crew Network production. You can now listen to all the Crew Network podcasts on thecrewnetwork.net. Live from the Crew Studios in Highland, California.
Check 1, 2, testing.
It's time for the Bucks Effect with your host, Chuck Bucks.
That's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. We call it stepping up your game. Yeah. Is there an intro for STD? No?
Lovely bunch of coconuts. I went to go speak into my beer.
Yeah.
We pick a song that we both like appreciate, so that it's
No, dude, that shit sucks. That's when you're not professional.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, fuck me.
Because Dick Power here, okay, has an opening and a closing. Opening, okay, and I have an opening. And STD, they don't have shit. Okay, You know what you have? A bunch of music that's copyrighted that you shouldn't be using, man.
Yeah. They're gonna come after you, dude.
They're coming after your ass.
They ain't nice. Like if we don't see you ever again, I know what happened.
If they're willing to take down the karaoke artist, you're not far behind.
Yeah. Gwyneth Paltrow hears about this.
I'm here. This is the spring break episode. I'm in my swimming trunks, and we're here on spring break. And I have to my left DK Murphy.
That's right, baby.
Okay. To my right,
the retard fucker,
Dick Power.
Oh yeah, you like that? Huh?
And our special guest, Adrian Lopez, comedy.com.
We do have Drayvon, but
Drayvon is in the background.
Yeah, to the side.
To the side.
Holding up.
And doing security for the network. So we'll talk. We could pass the mic too. If you want to pull up a chair too, Drayvon, you can if you want. If I pull up that swinging chair. Me and Dick Power and Adrian went to a brewery yesterday, and we had some good beer. Okay, and then we also did stand-up comedy for the first time on a stage. Now, It was my first time. I don't know I think Dick Power might have done it once in the past.
Yeah. Was it like Hangar 24 or something?
It's like that, but it's like smaller. It's like real, tiny. But it was cool. Like I thought it was great. And I have not seen Adrian in a long time. And they pulled up and then picked me up, and we went to this bar, or I guess this brewery. And I didn't know this brewery existed. I guess my neighbor right up the street owns it. He's right up the street from me, and we used to go to parties and shit with my brother-in-law, and I remember him from the parties. But that's what happened. And I guess this brewery's been around for 7 years now? 8 fucking years? Jeez. This whole time I could have been drunk in Colton.
Hey, let me know. I want to go next time.
And yeah, for sure. You go. Yeah, we're going Thursday. Every Thursday, we're going to try to go there and do 5 minutes. So just come up with 5 minutes of jokes.
Right on.
So now you're invited. You can do 5 minutes of jokes. Maybe even Drayvon could do 5 minutes of jokes. That'd be great.
3 minutes. 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Oh, 3 minutes. So we did go there.
Lowering expectations the whole time.
And I wrote a little bit, just in case. I said, fuck it. I'll try it. I'll try. And I don't think Dick Power expected to go on stage. I think he just maybe thought that we were going to go there and Adrian and maybe heckle Adrian.
yeah, that's totally what I
right?
did.
So how'd you guys do then? As far as did you get some laughs?
Not great.
There wasn't a lot of people there.
Do you remember
do you
remember the Zeppelin incident?
Hindenburg?
The Hindenburg? Is that what I thought it was a Zeppelin that crashed.
The Hindenburg was the name of the Zeppelin.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
How do you know these Nazi names?
I don't need to tell you.
Okay.
I mean,
well, that thing. That
Adrian,
that was kind of
and give your honest opinion on how Dick Power did.
He did okay. He wasn't bad. There was no real structure to what he was saying.
Okay.
So it was just joke and then pause and then joke.
Okay.
Separate subjects. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that
I could see the women hated me. They were like, "This guy's a piece of shit." They wanted to tear my face off.
They really did. The one in the pink tube top that I would look like a roll of bologna.
Yeah. She wanted me dead.
for sure hated you.
Yeah.
How many people would you say were there, not counting you guys?
Maybe 4. No, 4 plus their staff.
Wasn't a lot of people.
9.
Never mind, I don't want to go.
It was like 10 people.
There was like 10 people total.
Okay.
Okay, so no structure. I do remember him going up there, and I was fucking crying of laughter because I was like, I knew that he was like drowning, so I made it worse. And I'm like, ow! I'm a woof. Yeah. Ow! Right? And then we had a moment where just crying of laughter.
Yeah, don't do that.
It didn't matter. Like really, like we had definitely had a moment where we were crying of laughter.
Don't fucking do that at other mics, dude. They'll fucking eat you alive for that shit.
We got to go to
heckling?
What's that place in Riverside? Back to the Beat or whatever it is.
No, Back to the Grind does music.
Yeah, but no, you can do stand up there.
Yeah, or you could go right next door to the W and check out the weekly mic that they have there on Thursday nights as well.
Guys, I say we do that.
Which one? Which place?
The W. It's at Worthington's Tavern in Riverside.
Oh, okay.
We got to do that.
If you do my room and then shoot over there, you'll make it to the show before they start to put in your name to go up there.
To go up there, right?
Yeah, so you could do both in one night.
So how did I do?
You at least had some structure, but man, that shit stunk on ice.
Yeah. I was like, man, he wasn't eating a bag of dicks. He was eating one gigantic dick.
Fuck you guys.
You know what's gonna happen if we do this? Is that like, say you guys don't get laughs, if all 3 of us are there,
his story. No, Bucks' story was just too long. Like it was a funny story.
Yeah,
he explained too much of the show.
It kept circling.
Should have stuck to the fact that like,
right.
What the fuck
Right.
So say like our jokes aren't funny. I know that, like, say I go up there and I bomb, I'm gonna hear 2 assholes laughing at me,
crying and laughter.
Yeah, because of how much I bombed.
Right.
And it'll be the same for everybody else.
That's the fun part about it.
Yeah.
Is that you're just there with your buddies to fucking laugh, and that's what stand up is. But I went up there and because I did originally do like a shorter version. I practiced shorter version in front of Brandon, but I added more shit, and I was like, fuck it. And then I have 5 minutes. And then I was doing a story on a 600-pound life, and the only crowd we have were 3 fat chicks. And I think after I was done, they just left. Like, I think at first they were kind of like into it, and then I kind of went into like shirt sizes, and they fucking jammed, dude. It was so fucking funny. So the guy that came up after us, like, he had nothing. They had no crowd.
No. That's awesome.
They
That's
chased off the little audience we did have.
We scared off
It
the
was
streets.
600-pound life fucking set, and they took off.
Before the show even started, they're like, "We're gonna stay up late and drink tonight, girl."
Yeah.
And then you gotta, we gotta go.
Yeah, let's leave.
Girls' night. Oh, never mind.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, I thought I was drying vaginas, but Bucks went up there. And, man,
So speaking of
pretty funny.
Speaking of
It's hilarious,
funny
right?
on my behalf. So yesterday I'm walking around at my work, and it's a school, and I keep hearing there's not too many kids because it's spring break. There's just like 20 kids, and they're all like looking at me and shit, just like, what the. And then one kid just straight up comes to me and goes, "You look creepy."
You should have pointed
And
at
they'd be
yourself.
correct.
I mean, you'd be right.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are right.
Should have pointed at yourself.
You're
and said,
absolutely
"Quincy."
correct.
Oh, my reply. I said, "Join the club. They've got jackets." But what's crazy is that apparently while I was away, one of the kids spit on my work jacket. Fuck. And I was just pissed off because not necessarily because they spit on it, but because the same kid who called me creepy. So she's like, "Somebody spit on your jacket," and I'm like, "You fucking little shits."
It's probably you.
And then
Listen here, little Fonda.
yeah, and
I
then,
don't appreciate that.
Go and spit on his shit and
So-
say, "Hey, man, someone spit on your shit."
So they broke me. They broke me.
Oh, damn.
One of the like 12-year-old, 13-year-old girls go, like, I go to her. So if I go outside and I look at my jacket, I'm see a fucking loogie. And I said, "Fucking," and they're like, everyone, "Oh, he cussed. And then this one little kid comes up to me and goes like, "Why'd you cuss?" It's like, well, how would you feel if I spit on you?
Yeah.
In just your shirt.
Yeah,
And he's
yeah.
like, "Yeah, but you can't cuss at kids." I was like, "I don't give a fuck."
Yeah.
And you know what's funny?
Yeah.
All the kids went up to the teacher. He cussed. And the teacher was like, "Yeah, and he had a good reason."
Damn, they don't fucking play at that school.
Yeah, and then like today, the one kid, another kid came to me and goes, "Why'd you cuss at us?"
Because you're black.
And I just he was black.
Yes, he was. They're all black.
Yeah, and
He does security at a black school. If you guys don't know,
as you can imagine, they're not being very secured.
they're segregated.
And the teachers don't give a
Does he
fuck.
have no shoes on there too? Because is this a trend?
What?
No shoes. They should have left mine outside.
Well, I don't know why he doesn't wear shoes because his feet are fucking
I want you to see
hideous.
my
Look at that
gangly
thing.
feet.
No, man.
That's disgusting. I know. I live here, so I have an excuse.
Oh man, that thing makes
But
some crazy sounds.
What the fuck was that?
My
Joe's
toe.
toe.
My toe.
Oh, that was amazing. Dude, that was some good ventriloquism. You really had me, dude. I was like, what the fuck?
So yeah, no. When this kid asked me today, he's like, "Why'd you cuss at us?" I pulled out one of my old-fashioned lines. I said, "Welcome to this world."
Pulled up my dick.
Yeah, I'm like,
Pulled my dick and diddled them.
I'm like, I've heard you.
I diddled them
Welcome
kids.
to this world.
I've heard these
Go,
freaking.
go, love.
This is mean, but I've heard these fucking nignogs say that we're the worst shit.
What the fuck?
Nignogs. I love it.
Shit.
Hey,
We're gonna get fucking canceled.
oh no, never.
Not this show.
Not this
Not
show.
here.
Wow.
This show's not cancelable.
No, it's not cancelable.
We pay a subscription fee. to not get canceled.
I didn't say anything.
Trust, we put the limits up every single week.
Hey, I didn't say anything racist. Come on, what are you talking about?
No, that's very.
Not racist.
That's definitely not racist.
I'm glad that you added the nog part, so it wasn't racist.
I love it.
It makes it feel like a Christmas, kind of festive.
Yeah, like it's festive and kind of racist at the same time.
I could drink a
Nignog.
glass. I could drink a glass of Nignog.
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna regret it.
I could use some Nignog right now.
Not too much of it though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, that is great. That's fantastic. Well, that. What are we talking about?
I don't know where I am.
Nick Nog just second threw me off. This is spring break. We do, I am actually set. I'm going to go to Oceanside tomorrow. I'm going to San Diego after that. I've had some good spring breaks. What does spring break mean for you, DK?
Well, actually, I was about to ask you, like, have you actually ever gone on, like, say when you were younger, like a spring break vacation?
Not really. Like I've always like been, I've done shit, but but like not like actual like what we used to watch on MTV.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
like spring break MTV,
Boobs.
and they'll be on the fucking beach having a great fucking time.
Boobs everywhere.
Boobs everywhere,
Yeah.
lots of boobs, and then music and concerts and
Butts.
dude, it's not like that,
No, yeah. Do you know what the origin of spring break is?
No.
Failure.
It comes from Yale.
Spending money.
The swim team every year back in the 1920s went to Florida for a vacation and to practice swimming because of they wanted to swim in the ocean because
Everyone else got jelly.
it
They're like, I want to go.
That's where it started.
on break too.
But no, I
And learn
don't-
how to become a whore.
Yeah, I'm not really a big spring break person. I mean, come on, we all know that like my idea of a good time is like chilling out, watching a movie, having a beer.
Doing
Right.
security at a school.
Yeah, that I'm not that legally I'm not supposed to be within 400
Yeah.
yards.
Yeah, legally you're not even supposed to be there, but who knows?
But
Who cares?
loopholes and laws.
yeah.
What about you, Dick Power? What's spring break like in the hood?
Oh man. If you guys only knew.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely crackheads as far as the eye can see.
yeah.
But when it's actually that many crackheads and that many glistening heads, it's almost beautiful.
Yeah.
From afar.
I just
But the closer you get, the more you realize how much danger you're in,
Right.
and then the beauty kind of goes away.
Right.
So but there is it's sometimes at night the beer aisle is very beautiful.
I just imagine that like when he said spring break in the hood. I just imagine like drive-bys, but everyone's wearing day glow.
Yeah, drive-bys in like fucking convertibles.
There's a surfboard. They never use it.
So, what you been up to, Adrian? I mean, you said you've kind of traveled everywhere in the last 12 years. I have not seen you. Probably 12, 15 years, maybe maybe longer than that. What you been up to, man?
I've just been doing comedy for the most part. I was gonna say I've been having illegitimate kids, but I don't know yet. So as soon as I find out, I'll let you know if
Yeah.
answers or not.
So
That's the Puerto Rican.
So you kind of told me a little bit. What got you in? What got you into comedy? Like, what was the what's the story behind that?
I mean, it's not like a big story. Like, I was hanging out, and my friend told me, "Hey, they do comedy at Liam's every Tuesday. Do you want to go?"
Oh, at Liam's.
Yeah, that's when I started way back when with Rick Rome and Mike, just Mikey. Rick Rome was the first one to give me stage time. I did 10 minutes my first time out.
Yeah.
And I mean, you think 5 minutes is hard? 10 minutes on your first shot out is hard. And he didn't like let you leave just because you sucked. You had to do your time.
Did you eat a bag of dicks?
Not the first time, but the second time I did.
Yeah.
Like the first time I did it, it was a really good. Like I got good laughs, not just for being new, but like overall, just like I did well for that show.
Right.
And the next time I did it, which was like the next week, because I won a spot right away. I fucking came back and it wasn't the same. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't the same reaction.
Right. So, at the same place.
Yeah, at the same place. Because at first, and then back then, there wasn't as many open mics and comedy shows as there are now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because these kids today that are in the scene here in Riverside and the IE, fucking they saw that they wanted to do shows, so they started going into bars and just talking every bar into having a comedy night. There's comedy almost one in this area. You could drive to comedy every night of the week.
Jeez.
Maybe not Monday, because nobody wants to work on Monday.
Wow, that's crazy. So like, is it nerve-wracking to eat a bag of dicks, or what's your process going up? I mean, to like the mic? Do you get like real nervous? Not
anymore. Like I still get nervous, but not like I used to. Like when I first started, it was nerve-wracking. Like it was like doing a shot of cocaine before you do something stressful.
Fuck.
Like yeah, it's intense. But like on the nights that it goes well, dude, it's like syrupy heroin. It just feels so good. Like it feels so good to smash out. Like when you
syrupy heroin.
Yeah, like when you fucking have like a room that seats like 100 people or more.
Google
and
syrupy
it's
heroin.
packed. It just like it hits you like just wave after wave of like ecstasy. You're just making them laugh and it covers you up and it feels good. It's like whipped cream on your nipples.
Yeah.
What if
little whipped cream on the nipples?
What if every time they laugh, you should stop laughing?
Yeah. So, but when you're telling jokes and you're hurting up there, like what is like the first time that you bombed, which is the second time that you went on stage? What were you feeling? Like, I don't want to fucking do this anymore, or like
the panic
panic.
It's so intense, and you could try to carry on, but you're gonna start. But then let me tell you guys about the. No, I can't say it that way. You know, like you get all excited because you don't know what you're doing anymore, and the audience is just lost to it.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they can feel. They can
like,
sense blood.
They can sense it.
Yeah,
smell it.
I love it, dude. Like, and then I love doing the rooms where people like heckle. Like normally you don't want anyone to talk while you're on stage. You know what I mean? But like at places like Liam's, when I first started, like they had a little thing on their flyers that said "Hecklers Welcome."
Oh shit!
So you would go up like, and that was where I first started. So I went into that hostile environment immediately. And I think that's what made me a better comic.
Hecklers are great, man. I don't know why people hate on them so much. I mean, there are the ones who just try to steal the whole show and they're drunk.
Right.
And you know what I mean? But there's some people who like you need to eat a bag of dicks and you need to hear it.
Yeah.
You're like, you suck, because someone's like, get off the stage.
Eat this bag of damn dicks.
Not the person who's trying to get like attention, I don't think, but the person who's just that shadow voice in the back of the wall. It's like, get off the stage, faggot. You're like, who said that? That guy? God bless that guy.
Well, you got to have a sense of like stage work. So after so many hecklers, you can say, oh, you know how to fucking combat hecklers. Like you can, I noticed like I've seen comics battle hecklers. I've seen magicians battle hecklers. Like Michael Carbiato, I think his name is, the Carbonado effect, whatever the fuck. I seen this. No,
Carboni?
No, it's Carbiano effect or something like that. It's on some bullshit network. Anyways, he was performing at the casino, and there was a heckler in the crowd, and this is like a crowd of like 5,000 people, And he's like, "Excuse me, sir, you're ruining this show for the rest of us. So if you can't keep quiet, I'm gonna have you kicked out." Right? So he just moved on. The guy shut up. But yeah, that's it. I mean, but for other like crowds and comedians, like in a smaller sense, like if there's fucking 10, 15 people here, it's hard to just do that and move on. Like you can do that, but it's a lot. If you know how to fucking combat a heckler, it's really fun.
You know who Michael Rappaport is?
Yeah, of course.
Shitty comedian.
Yeah, well, he's more of an actor than a comedian, but yeah, he's kind of a comedian now. There's a video of him.
Be funny.
He has a heckler kicked out, but what made me laugh is how what he called the guy. He's like, "Get the fuck out, Tubby. What do you think? You must have thought this was White Boy Day." And it's like he's white and the guy's white. It's like you just said White Boy Day.
Yeah, it's great.
But Michael Rappaport's known for being like heavily influenced by like African communities.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get that, but also that's a line from the movie. Was it True Romance?
True Romance. Yeah.
True Romance, where Gary Oldman goes, "He must have thought it was White Boy Day. Is it White Boy Day? No, I didn't think it was White Boy Day." Okay, I'm done.
So being a comic now, who do you say who's in your top 5 right now? Current comics.
All right.
Good question.
Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer, Patton Oswalt, Dave Chappelle is always up there. Who else? There's like I can think of 100 different comics. Like Cat Williams is still one of my favorites. I still enjoy watching him run around a whole stage.
Well, you said.
Well, you're telling like you're going like the most popular ones. Like I thought you might like. I think local comics that are actually still popular, like George Lopez and
Gabriel Iglesias.
Gabriel Iglesias. But there's a ton of comics. Like your personal 5 favorite, like that you might know of that kind of are known. Like,
well, I mean, those are just the ones that I'm listening to right now.
Right.
Like,
are you gonna see that movie, The Machine?
Yes, I am gonna see it.
I didn't know about that until like maybe a month ago. Now
I've known about Bert Kreischer for I don't know 5 years.
He was on a podcast called Two Bears One Cave.
Yep.
And I just love it. He goes, "I saw a gay porno once on accident for like an hour." He's all, "Dude, blowjobs are way more intense."
Yeah, no, he's doing great. He's doing great work. Yeah, that's a good list.
Do you guys like girl comics?
I do.
Kinda.
Yeah. Right now, one of my favorites is oh shit, what's that bitch's name?
Amy Schumer?
No.
Amy Schumer. Nikki Glacier.
She's super cute. What's her name?
Nikki Glacier.
It's not Nikki Glacier.
Well, has she been
I know you're talking about.
any movies? Or?
She's on Bloodbath, the podcast. She's got little tits.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that's Esther Koo or Esther is her best friend. She's on
that Jewish chick?
No, she's white. She's blonde hair. She kind of has a deeper voice.
Well, no.
Taylor Tomlinson.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
There's this one female comedian. I forget her name, but she's like in her 40s. She's a lesbian, and she's from New Jersey. So like that's kind of like she has this like Jewish New Yorker Jersey vibe, and she's pretty funny. But now like old school Amy Schumer, I like. I don't really like Amy Schumer now.
Well, I don't know who was writing for her back then.
Huh? What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
Oh no, I was saying what's her name? Amy Schumer. Like, it just depends on who was writing for her at that point. Because from what I've heard, she's always had ghostwriters. She's
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how true that is, and I don't care.
Yeah.
It's
I know that like there's that what's it Mencia, that whole spiel with him and Joe Rogan.
It wasn't just Joe Rogan.
That's so old.
Yeah,
I know. That's old.
I know.
But like at least 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Joe Rogan. The Joe Rogan thing was because fucking Carlos Garcia was outright stealing people's bits and sets. And then he declared it in a movie. He was like, "Yes, I'll steal your jokes. If I'm in the audience, you better watch out for your jokes because I'll take them." And he said it. He admitted to it.
Yeah, I know.
So at that point, like, No,
The fact that you put in, just to move on, is that you put in Patton Oswalt. Like, he's my favorite comedian right now.
Patton Oswalt has been one of my favorite comics.
Used to be
for a long
one of
time.
mine, but nah, he's fallen off a lot.
You really think so?
I know so.
He hates everything.
I didn't say I hate him. Let's calm down on those Muslim trigger words. Hate is such a strong word. Now, all I said was he's fallen off.
I don't know. I
lately.
like tragedy and comedy equals time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny and all, but the longer time goes on, it's tragic that he's been losing his comedy, and that's gone on with a lot of people that have made it wealthy. It's hard for them to maintain, comedy.
I love that one joke. It's called the silver balloon, where he's at a birthday party for one of his friend's kids, and this guy comes out that's a clown, and he looks like a shitty clown.
Yeah.
The clown goes, all right, face painting, but he doesn't say, all right, face painting. He says, all right, face painting.
Like my dad.
Yeah. It's all.
You know who your dad is?
I know who he is. I just don't know where he is.
Your dad is the epitome of what rednecks look like.
My dad is like from fucking what's that? That he's like, see when y'all growed up.
I don't know what that is.
Talladega Nights.
Oh,
Story of Ricky Bobby.
he's Ricky Bobby's dad.
Yeah. You ain't first, you're last. I'm like, remember, Dad? You told me that. And then years later, he's like, what the hell are you talking about, son?
You could be second, third.
Doesn't make sense.
Hell, there's even fourth.
His dad was dating this. I'm okay to say this.
Yeah.
His dad was like either dating or at least banging this woman
There you go.
that just didn't seem to be all there.
That a boy.
And
Karen, she was Karen with the Downs.
yeah, she was carrying with the Downs. Damn right she was.
Damn.
But what always freaked me out is the way she smoked a cigarette, because it's like she didn't know how to smoke a cigarette. So she would puff, inhale, and it would just billow out of her nose and mouth. She wouldn't like. She would just, and then it would just billow out. And I'm like, ugh. We called her dragon breath.
She did it every time.
It was creepy. Well, not creepy, just like, why do you exist?
Yeah.
So, Adrian, what known comics has anybody like taken you under their wing and
Nope.
try to get you to do gigs and shit?
Hell no, bro. They're worried about their own career. They don't give a damn about you, bro.
Really?
Yeah, no. You got to make it on your own in this game.
Yeah.
You might get some folks that'll help you,
Right.
but no one's gonna mentor you, especially not 12 years in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I've been doing it for a long time. I've gone around doing comedy everywhere.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you've done it that long, like they should at least, like you should have made some connections. Like, hey, listen, I'm available tomorrow. I can be there. Hey, actually, I know a guy. Hey, you opened up a spot, right?
You also have to remember that the pandemic killed a lot of those guys. You know, maybe not physically, but like they lost their spot. The bar was closed. The show couldn't continue.
They lost their momentum.
They lost their momentum. They fell off. And I mean, a lot of the people that I used to fucking talk to, like they're no more. They're not in the scene anymore.
They just didn't want to do it anymore.
And then for at least the last, I want to say 5 years, I haven't really left the IE.
Okay.
But it's, I mean, you're having fun though,
But
right?
it's got to be like your downfall, though. Like if you're doing like comic, like when do you do comedy? Like once a week?
No, maybe 3 times a week.
3 times a week? So what is these all like open mic spots or when are you doing show? Like at 12 years in, I think you should be doing shows.
I am doing shows.
Like
bro.
yeah, for sure. Like are you headlining yet or?
No, not yet. I mean, that's the thing. Like until I get past that, like a club, no one's gonna fuck with me like that. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But that getting out to the clubs is the hard part. Like you got to make time to do those things.
Yeah.
You could like if you go to the Comedy Store, you could get there at 2 p.m. for the 8 o'clock show. You sign up when they first put it out, and it's a mixed mic, so they just pull randomly, I should say. and like so you'll be there too. Put in your name, and nothing will happen for the first couple weeks, and then they'll say, "Oh, you can have this much time on this show or whatever," and they'll let you on every once in a while. But until you get past that, it's at the
Well, isn't like people that have made up like. People that go there like work there too, right? They're comics. Like, have you ever tried to do like doorman or anything there?
I mean, no, because I was always working. I was a security guard for like 10 years.
So having a regular job and doing comedy can be part of your downfall, because I hear like I can only go off stories of like people in the past, like Joey Diaz and all that. We'll talk about how basically you almost have to quit everything to do comedy. Like, and you have to like go on those triple runs. You have to be there every day. If they have a spot that's 5 hours away, you drive 5 hours away to make $30. Just to network yourself and to be on those cards. Like, do you consider yourself like there, or do you consider yourself like in that level? Like, what level do you think like you're at right now?
I'll be honest, bro. Like right now, I feel like I'm stuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it feels like nothing has changed in my career for at least, I don't know, 2-3 years.
So like during the COVID times kind of fucked your like momentum up?
I think it fucked everybody's momentum up, you
Right.
know? You ended up having to take 2-3 years off of what you love to do.
Right.
You know, and now, like, people are still, you know, with the masks and everything else, and it's not any better than it was before. You know, like, I don't know, bro. Like,
What do you
Yeah.
for inspiration? What kind of things do you look towards?
I've had a weird life, so I just focus on the stories that I've accumulated, you know?
Have you seen that show Crashing?
No. Is that the one with Pete Holmes?
Yeah, it's basically about his start from being an open micer to actually getting a spot.
I mean, yeah, he did it at the Boston Comedy Club in New York, which is cool. But yeah, I mean, New York's a hard town though.
Oh yeah.
Like you could get on a lot of shows there, but they're all like bar shows, so they're not affiliated with any of the big shows. So it doesn't.
Could you imagine like someone opening up a stand-up comedy bar in like say Utah?
I think
There probably is good.
There's this
bars out.
dry bar comedy.
There's dry bar. Yeah. There's like dry, whatever lighter comedy. There's still people that laugh in fucking Salt Lake City. Yeah. They'll do shows of cuss.
There's a lot of good shows up there.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody's Mormon, but even people that are Mormon like have to have a fucking good time.
Yeah,
Everyone likes to. They're going to be laughter everywhere.
people in Utah are super judgy.
Yeah.
They're like I'm not very dark, but I was darker than them, and they took notice and they let me know that they noticed.
What'd they do?
Like it was fucked up because we would go to like the Applebee's or something, and you'd see like a white woman look to her husband or whoever's with her, and then she just goes, oh. She's just like, you see her eyes dart over to us like,
oh my goodness.
the brown people are here.
They ain't from Utah.
There's so many browns in this city.
Yeah, so alive this city.
This city is so filled with browns.
Maitre D, I cannot eat under these conditions.
I lived in Salt Lake City for like 6 months.
Okay.
I hated it. I hated it.
They're marigolds, but I know a bitch when I see one.
My God, you're right. They are marigolds.
I might not know my flowers, but I certainly know a bitch when I see one.
I just saw that meme earlier.
It's
That's
so fucking
wild.
funny, dude.
There's a
They're
second.
not marigolds, they're peonies.
Peonies.
There's another one where it's her and like
God, they are Perry.
her husband is sleeping and she just walks up and smacks him and he wakes up and she goes, oh, you okay? You're having a nightmare.
Dude, it's so fucking funny. But yeah, so like I said, you seem like you're right. Where like you're in your career and it's like stagnant right now.
Well, I mean, and then there's the thing that like I may not ever, like, just because of my limitations, I may never see the accolades of like becoming a huge comic.
Right.
You know, and I'm cool with that because I still love doing it. But no, like there's no pretenses as to, I give it 3 more years and I'm going to be a star. Like I know I'm probably not going to make it, but I'm still going to enjoy it on the way out.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously, not everyone's going to make it at that level.
Right now, just so we're clear, if you don't make it, can we have your jokes?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have like a set that like you stick to? Is it like
right now?
Like
I have,
every time?
I have about 40 minutes of material that I'm like I feel good about, like that I feel like is merits like being on stage, like where it always kills.
Where you know it always kills,
like
yeah.
You know, you've done it 10, 12, 15 times, and now it's just getting fluid, so it just kind of
Okay.
comes right out. Like I have probably 40 minutes where I feel like I comfortably feel that I could kill for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
What a lot of people don't understand. Well, I mean, I think all of us would understand this. Is that when you're telling jokes, its timing is a real factor.
Oh yeah.
So it's like how you say it.
It's everything.
Yeah.
It's the way you fucking your timing, your movement sometimes, what you're saying, the structure.
Yeah, the wording.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's everything. It's everything.
It's a structure. Like the way I look at it is like structuring a monologue from a dialogue. You know what I mean? Like if you write it as a dialogue, you have a scene. If you pare it down to one side of the conversation, and it's all the information that's already there, it's a monologue, and that's really what you want to do with comedy.
Right.
You know, you just want to talk at people, not have a conversation.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, I kind of get that. Like I've changed when I was the little bit I wrote. I mean, I've always had this in my mind to do comedy, but I know it's like to truly succeed at comedy, like you really have to be fucking committed. Like you full on have to put the hours in.
Oh yeah.
You have to put the days, like, 3-4 days a week, and constantly be in front of a crowd and, do the hard shit and then see what works. Because when I DJ'd for, 7-8 years, and I would, from what I started until when I was getting later, like I knew what songs would kill and what structure is for depending on my crowd. I know what the crowd wanted. So I almost think it's like, it's in a sense, when you look at a crowd, you're probably at the point where like you know what's going to kill. You know what you're going to hit them with first, depending on even on the area you're in.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
If you're in Utah doing comedy compared to doing comedy in Riverside, you know.
Yeah, for sure. There's a massive difference. There's a difference from doing it in San Bernardino to Riverside.
Uh-huh.
Like a lot of jokes that'll hit in San Bernardino, they're like, I don't want to say they're just more of the people kind of jokes. Whereas in Riverside, you could say things like, you're all festive hippies who have jobs. You know what I mean? Like Riverside it's a different scene apart from San Bernardino.
Right.
It's just that, and that's the thing. Like it's every place that you could go. Like it's gonna change.
Right.
But that's the fun of it. Like just going up and seeing what works and what doesn't.
So is that what you essentially do, like in the open mics, is just kind of throw some shit out there to see if it catches on? It's like fishing.
Yeah, kind of. And if you write that way, it makes it very easy for you to get material that way. Because if you're riffing, like I know a lot of dudes that they record every set that they do, and then they listen back to it, and then they do it again, and they listen to that one.
Uh-huh.
Like that's always some dudes right, and they're
That's
great
Nazi
comics.
shit.
That's Nazi shit.
This is where I fucked up. Right here.
Well, that's the thing. So you, like I said, you could be the best. I think like you could be the best writer and joke writer, but unless you know how to execute, like I almost like when I was describing what I was, comedy, it's almost like to like say a story, but essentially elaborate a story, because it's not like when I watch comedy, I don't watch comedy and then hear like knock jokes or like a bar joke that like, a guy walks into a bar. You don't hear that shit. Like when you go to a comedy show, they're just kind of telling you, like essentially like little small
I was gonna do
stories.
that last night. I was going to hit him with the knock jokes.
Right.
I knew that I was going to get booed. So
Right.
Like, no.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, because I don't know. I mean, I know Dick Power's up there and he was just telling a couple stories, but like it was, whatever. And I was telling something, but at least like when I was telling something, it's like I didn't have an ending to it. I was hoping the 5 minutes would cut out, and I was adding shit from when I originally had it in my head. So it's like, obviously if I perfect it and fucking add shit to it and then kind of try it out on people, I see how like this, at least the structure. By no means will I ever be anybody's ever going to be good in like the first couple years. Like it takes what level do you think we're like you're like what year was like, hey, I have it, like I think I can kill now?
Maybe 6. You know what? For sure 6 years, but maybe even closer to 4.
It's like getting your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, dude. It takes fucking time.
Yeah, like I felt comfortable as a comic on stage probably about 4 years in.
Yeah.
And like, but I felt good about it. You know what I mean? Like I was just going on stage and destroying every time I went. And I think that made a big difference for me, that I was lucky enough to be innately good at doing comedy.
Right.
So like just because I was good at it naturally, like I think I lucked out. But I also think that's what kind of stalled me out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I got to a certain level and then I never went beyond that, or at least I haven't.
Right.
But,
I gotcha.
You know, there's still time, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear you.
There's always time.
There's always time for one last kiss.
The Mask, the classics.
So, I mean, like, okay, so what's next for you? What do you like? What do you think's get you the next? What's going to get you to the next level?
Honestly, I want to get into podcasting. I mean, I think that's a medium that I could get into. You know, like that sounds like a lot of fun. Like just doing what you're doing here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to do. And I think that essentially, like, and that's why I wanted to kind of get into comedy a little bit, because you start a following. Like, if you go to these small bars, like, you start like, hey, listen, you can fucking listen to my podcast. And that's kind of where essentially a lot of these comics that are big nowadays started from podcasting, got big that way.
Well, that or they got big and then they started a
Well,
podcast.
they were always known, but they weren't like known at this level. The guys he just mentioned were known comics that he's known about for 6, 7, whatever years, that have been doing comedy for a long time, but they never sold tickets. Like comedy for the longest time there wasn't like as popular as I think as it is now, or it's been in the last 5 years. Like it's definitely like I think the peak age for comedy. Like I think before that there wasn't like there was a comedy show, maybe half people would show up. There wasn't a lot of people. Good example of it, the Comedy Store. People did the Comedy Store. Dude, they couldn't sell that place out if they fucking tried. Yeah. Like, it was such a fucking tough sell.
Well, comedy, I think it's made a weird comeback in, like, the last maybe 10 years.
Right.
Like, at one point, like, people were shitting on comedy stuff. Like, oh, there's nobody good, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, 20 years went by, and now, like, there's superstars in comedy, you know?
Yeah, they're making all the money now. Like, and they're making movies. They're writing stuff. Tom Segura, you brought up. Tom Segura is doing the Your Mom's House network that has a lot of different podcasts. And another guy you brought up, Bert, that's right over there, Bert Kreischer. Bert Kreischer is starting to make his own movie. So that's the fucking awesome part about comedy. I watch Bobby Lee, Tiger Belly.
I can't stand
it's so funny. Like I said, but everyone's doing their own show. Like we know about this shit. Shane Gillis is another one that got fired from SNL, but now is getting big time and selling out shows because now he's on podcasts and he's probably doing better than if he were actually on SNL, which is fantastic. But that's what I mean. It's like everyone has to have, these guys have to have goals. And I think, that is a good goal to have, is like, hey, start your podcast, do something that that can be broadcasted in front of like everybody. And you do enough networking, at least going to these shows where you can basically talk to everybody and network yourself and then promote your podcast. Because we do this now, we have like close to 1,300 subscribers, and we have thousands of downloads, but like we're still not where we should probably be because we've done this for 5 years, and it comes easy to me. Like we can make an episode off of nothing. When we first started this podcast 5 years ago, we were just like kind of, well, I don't know what today's show is, but kind of like it wasn't as entertaining.
Hey, boobs.
Yeah. Then we started getting like, we started having edibles and smoking weed and then getting fucking wasted every episode. And it was a bunch of giggling. But now, like, I can do a show and I can just run off. I can do a whole hour.
For sure.
Every week. We do a whole hour every week. And for the most part, we've done a show once a week for the last 5 years. So it's crazy. Like I said, it's just crazy. It's just the evolution of doing things for such a long time. So that's why I kind of get what you're saying when you're saying like it takes 5-6 years to even be comfortable in the shoes of a comic.
Yeah.
To like, hey, listen, I got this, because if you fucking think you do a couple open mics and you got a couple laughs and you got lucky enough to get laughs twice, and you're probably like, oh, dude, I don't need 5-6 years. I don't need 12 years. I needed my first year. I'm killing, right? That doesn't happen. No. It doesn't fucking happen. So
I got two things. One, I actually think that we should take his advice and all three of us go to the W and at least give it a try. Who knows? Maybe it'll be fun. At the very least, we'll laugh at each other. for bombing.
Yep.
Now, for you, Powers and I, we're big movie nerds. I wanted to ask you, what are some of the comedies that you like?
Oh, I love everything by Mel Brooks.
Well, of course, that Mel Brooks is the man. He's the GOAT when it comes to comedy.
He's a Jew.
Hey, talk to the mic a little bit more. Adrian can hear you.
I don't know. Like I like movies. I love all kinds of movies. I'm so unprepared.
But I mean, like, what are some?
Well, that's a beer and bad movies kind of deal. Yeah,
right.
get your shit on my fucking podcast.
Fuck you.
All right.
Edit that
So,
shit,
but
eh?
anyways, guys, that's it. That's it. I mean, like I said, spring break is ahead of us. We'll do some more shit later. We're gonna do a dick power, but right now we're gonna get some fucking chow, and whatever. We'll go from there. So that's it for me. Anything you want to plug, Adrian?
No, I got it. Oh,
Any
you know
tour
what?
dates? Yeah.
Every Thursday from 6 o'clock to sign-ups at 6:30 we start. We have a Suspicious Activity comedy open mic at the 3 Iron Brewery at 787 South Violata, Colton, California. Come out every Thursday.
Guys, be there. We'll be there next Thursday doing maybe doing a couple minute whatever.
I think it's actually their 8-year anniversary.
Well, it's 8-year anniversary April 1st, which is on WrestleMania. We're going to probably watch WrestleMania and then go the next day. But what I'm saying, Thursday we'll be there. Thursday. So we'll be there next Thursday. Okay?
18th,
if you want us
May
to
18th.
if you want us to watch us eat a bag of dicks, you're more than welcome to join.
Definitely.
Join in. All right, that's it for me. Thank you guys, and have a fucking great day.